Mrs. Smith, my name's Sandy. I'm your nursing assistant today. I'm going to help you with your care. But before I get started, I'm going to go wash my hands. And I'll come over to the sink. Feel free to come a little closer if you'd like to. And I'm going to stand away from the sink so my uniform doesn't touch. And I'm going to turn on the water, and I'm going to make sure that it's adjusted so that I can keep my hands underneath here. The other thing I'm probably going to do is take off my jewelry, and I probably would want to do that before I start the water. So I'll take them off and put them on a paper towel, get my hands wet, and I'll put a couple of dollops of soap on my hands. I'm going to hold my hands over the sink, and I'm going to use friction to lather up my hands. And about 15 seconds is required, so that's about the length of time it takes to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or Row, Row, Row Your Boat, or Happy Birthday, or something like that. Interlace your fingers pointing downward. And then remember those areas that have a tendency to harbor microbes? Remember around the nail beds? So I pay particular attention there. I take my fingernails and roll them in a circle. Get clean up underneath my fingernails. I pay particular attention to the size of my hands. And I make sure I go up my wrist at least 2 inches when I wash. And when I think I've got them clean, ready to rinse. Be careful, this is the place where most likely you're going to touch. And remember, if at any time you touch the sink, that's contamination. So rinse thoroughly.
So can you not use the other hand to rinse them off under the running water?
The state wouldn't mark you off for that.
Okay.
But I think you have a greater tendency of contaminating if you do that.
Okay.
So the more still you hold your hands, the less chance you'll recontaminate. Now I know at home I take my hands and I flick them. We don't usually do that, so just kind of dangle them and let them drip in the sink. And then get your paper towel, start at the fingertips, and dry upward. And then discard this by dropping it in the trash. Again, fingertips. Dry upward. And you can repeat that as much as you need to repeat it. Get everything dry. Remember, you're not sticking your hands in the trash. And now I want to make sure I pull my paper towel straight out. And I've got a barrier between my fingers and the sink. So I'm going to turn the sink off. I'm going to come over and drop my paper towels into the trash. And I would have passed the skill.